Hey, I'm live. All right. Okay. Can I pause this at all? What's this? Hold on. All right. Can you see me, Steve? Okay. We are live. I'll be back in about 30 seconds or so. Does it come up there to the live stream? Yeah. See if it's on the YouTube thing on your phone. I'm not too sure. All right. Oh, sorry about that. We're trying to figure out how to see it on the live stream on YouTube. So for the one person who's out there who got it, can you tell me how you did it by typing by any chance? I really appreciate that. So, okay. Did you find it? Oh, you did? Okay, so you can see me? Okay, thank you. Never mind, scratch that. Okay, cool. So we're going to talk about fantasy football here real quick. So it is week 15. It is the fantasy semifinals for some of us. For some of us, this is a big time here for us. We have some hard decisions here for the lineups. Usually the hardest ones this week are being the tight ends and also the defensive teams to play to for all that. So anyways, if you have any questions, let me know. Put it right here. I will answer it right away for you. So thank you for joining us. I know it's a big week. So here we go. We're going to talk about just some guys who are going to be big this week, some guys you want to put in your starting lineup, some guys you might want to be cautious about, all that fun stuff here for you. So a couple of games we're going to talk about. We're going to talk about the early games first. So Chargers and Raiders, that is done. Bills, Broncos, which is done. If you had any of the Bills offense whatsoever, if you had Josh Allen, Cole Beasley, and or Stephon Diggs, you had a really nice day yesterday. So congrats to those who had, especially Josh Allen owners. Oh my gosh. 40 points, 4 touchdowns overall, 2 rushing. Man, what a day to be a owner of that guy. So Josh Allen next year will be a top 5 quarterback easy. He might even be a top 3. So depending on how everything stacks up too as well. So next year is going to be very, very interesting with all the moves and the quarterbacks coming out of college and the quarterback's going to be on the move. So it's going to be just like last year. It's going to be a huge quarterback carousel. There's going to be some guys in, some guys out. I'm going to make a prediction here, and I'm going to say that Carson Wentz and Zach Ertz end up on the Patriots somehow. So that's just what I'm thinking. I think Jalen Hurts will be the starting quarterback next year for Philly. So you'll have another running quarterback, which is huge in fantasy football because rushing yards gives you easily free points. So the first game we're going to talk about is the San Francisco 49ers and Dallas Cowboys. Play Brandon Ayuk. Ayuk's going to be huge this game. San Francisco does not have Kittle still. Mostert's still a question mark. They also don't have Debo. So with that being said, Brandon Ayuk had a huge game last week. He's going to have another great game this week against the Dallas defense. So the Dallas defense is a little iffy, to say the least whatsoever. So Brandon Ayuk, go ahead and play him. Dallas Cowboys, be cautious playing any of them whatsoever. San Francisco has a very stout defense all the way around for the rushing attack, for the passing attack. So if you have the Cowboys, be very cautious this week. So I don't know if I would play any of those guys, to be honest with you. So the next thing we're going to talk about is the Seattle Seahawks and the Washington football team. This matchup is very interesting because what's happening in Seattle has its strength on offense, and the Washington football team's strength is the defense. One news and note to put on there is Dwayne Haskins is the starting quarterback this week for the Washington football team. The great thing about that is if you are a Scary Terry owner, that is great because he had 18 points on average when Dwayne Haskins was his quarterback. Dwayne Haskins does one thing: looks for Scary Terry, looks for Scary Terry, looks for Scary Terry. So look for him to have a huge day this week against the Seattle secondary. I know Seattle secondary has been ranked in the top 5 the last 4 weeks. I know they've really cranked it up with Adams coming back, and Adams is basically their 8th linebacker. He's a floater. He's a great athlete, great player, but when it comes to covering receivers, he doesn't do a whole lot of that or double covering that. So I think Scary Terry this week is going to go off. He's going to blow up, so he's going to have a great week this week. On the flip side, Seattle, always play your studs on Seattle. The one guy I would be very cautious would be Tyler Lockett and also Chris Carson. The reason why I'd be very cautious with Chris, since he's had a question mark the whole week, a question mark tag a whole week on his playing status. Last week, Carlos Hyde and him split everything 50-50 like we said in our previous video. Be very cautious of that. Chris Carson's a stud, but when studs get hurt, they're not really much value to your team. So be very careful on that. DK Metcalf is a must start. There's no doubt about it. I don't care who he's playing, who they're up against whatsoever. He's a must start. Throw him in there, put him in there, play him. He's going to lead you to a fantasy victory. Most y'all got him in the 5th round, 6th round. He's been an absolute stud. He's been a workhorse. So, and I said this before in my videos, but man, he will be the top receiver taken next year in the draft. Plain and simple. So, anyways, that's that for that dude. I can't have any more high praise for that guy. That guy's just unbelievable. The next game we're going to talk about is the Chicago Bears versus the Minnesota Purple People Eaters, known as the Vikings. With this being said, Chicago's running back David Montgomery has been killing it. He's been tearing it up. If you've traded for him or if you've gotten him in the last 3 weeks, it's been a big, big surprise in a great way. He's carrying that offense right now. He is a spark plug. He is the man right now. He is the one that the offense is going through. And they have Allen Robinson, who's been the most consistent wide receiver in the league, if not the most consistent wide receiver in the league, other than maybe Stephon Diggs. He's been phenomenal too as well for him. He's the guy you can rely on. So you got a top running back, you got a top receiver. You have Trubisky, who's going to have a very nice week this week. He's been playing much better since he got that benching. I think it's given him a wake-up call. I was wrong about him so far. I will reserve my judgment for him the rest of the season. I said he's going to be out of the league next year, spinning signs on some sidewalk. So far, I'm kind of eating my words on that. So, sorry. But no, he's done a great job so far. So, but we'll see how it goes the rest of the season. He's still got 2 more weeks left. The Chicago Bears are still in the playoff hunt. Now it's great because they have a chance to actually make the playoffs. So we'll see if that happens. And if that happens with that defense and David Montgomery, it might be really interesting. They might be able to upset a couple teams here and there. And the next team we're going to talk about is the Minnesota Vikings. With them, Justin Jefferson, Adam Thielen, Dalvin Cook. So Dalvin Cook might have a little bit of a rough game today. Justin Jefferson is probably the one guy you want to play on that team no matter what. He is a solid receiver next year. His draft status is going to go up. Many of you got him in round 10, round 11. He didn't produce a ton at the very beginning, but now he's coming on strong. He's a top 10 receiver as a rookie, which is just incredible. So if you have Justin Jefferson go and play him this week, he will be a huge stud. And also last time they played Chicago, he had over 20 fantasy points too as well. So expect the same thing this week too as well. The next game we're going to talk about is the game that's probably going to have 0 points in it. New England versus Miami. This is Tua Tagovailoa. Rookie quarterback Bill Belichick just tears up rookie quarterbacks 2 weeks ago. Justin Herbert just absolutely got smashed by them. They lost 45-0. That was a PhD in education by Bill Belichick for Justin Herbert. Same thing's going to happen with Tua Tagovailoa. So just if you have any of those guys, Damian Harris, the running back for the Patriots, is out. So what that means is Sony Michel's going to get more carries. He sucks. So he's not going to do a whole lot. He hasn't this whole year. He's been a complete first-round bust for the Patriots. So what that means is this game's going to be like 7-3, 3-0, 6-3, 9-6. It's going to be a low-scoring affair. There's not going to be a lot of offense. Both defenses are going to be relied upon. And if there is a touchdown in this game, it's going to be on the defensive side of the ball. It's not going to be on the offensive side of the ball. So if you're a betting man, bet on the defense to score this week. You might make some money. So if you do, you're welcome. Next game we're going to talk about is the Jacksonville Jaguars versus the – oh, shoot. All right. Oh, crap. Yeah, no, that's right. Okay. Sorry. Lost my train of thought there for a second. Sorry, 1 second here. Oh, okay. No, okay. Crap. I had a brain fart there. Holy smokes. Okay, so next game we're going to talk about is the Jacksonville Jaguars versus the Baltimore Ravens. This game, if you have any Jacksonville Jaguars whatsoever, other than maybe James Robinson, I wouldn't play him for any reason whatsoever. Gardner Minshew's going to have a terrible week. With that, DJ Chark's going to have a terrible week. Anybody else you got? Baltimore's going to cover them up. They have the two of the best cornerbacks in the entire league. They have a great front seven. James Robinson's going to have a tough day, too, as well for you. The Baltimore defense is facing Gardner Minshew. Gardner Minshew likes to throw it. He likes to throw it big, throw it deep. I fully expect the Jacksonville Jaguars to turn the ball over 2 or 3 times against this game. Baltimore is the best team in the league at punching the ball out. If you saw him last week, I believe it's Humphreys. He punches the ball out at least twice a game. He's incredible at it. So if you have any of the Jacksonville Jaguar offense guys, be very cautious. Baltimore Ravens here, play their defense, man. Their defense is going to be the best defense this week in the NFL. I think they're going to have a pick six. I think they're going to have a defensive touchdown either in special teams or they're going to have a pick six this week. They're going to have lots of sacks against Jacksonville. They're going to bring it. It's also a revenge game for the defensive end who used to play for Jacksonville, who got traded to Minnesota and who got traded to Baltimore. So I can't say his name, but he is going to have a huge game this week. So look for Baltimore's defense to tear it up. Also, a guy who's going to tear up this week is Lamar Jackson. He's been a frustrating guy all year long. If you got Lamar Jackson, play him this week. He's going to absolutely crush it. So if you have any questions, please put them on there. Let me know. If you got any questions on who to start this week, let's rock and roll. Let's get you that win. Let's get you that dub. So next thing we're going to talk about is Tampa Bay versus Atlanta. This is going to be a shootout in the air. If you have any of the running backs, Leonard Fournette's going to play this week. And then also to Todd Gurley or Brian Hill or whoever else they have. Nah, just don't even touch the running back. Just leave them on your bench. It's not going to be a running back game. It's going to be a high scoring shootout. This game's going to be a little bit of defense, but not a lot. I'm expecting this game to be like 24-27, maybe even like 30-33. This is going to be a high shootout game. Tom Brady and Matt Ryan are going to try to outshoot each other with all this stuff. It's going to be blow, 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 blow. If you got Calvin Ridley, look for him to have a huge game against that week 10. If you have Gronk, if you got Rob Gronkowski this week, Rob Gronk, expect a Gronk spike this week. He is going to score a touchdown. He's probably going to have about 6 or 7 catches for about 62, 63 yards. Another guy who I think is going to have a big game is going to be Mike Evans. I expect him to have about 100 yards and a touchdown. Also, Chris Godwin. I think Chris Godwin is going to have about 6 catches, 85 yards and a touchdown. The guy who I'm not huge on this week in that offense is Antonio Brown. He's just a complimentary piece now. He's not the old Antonio Brown of the past. He took over a year off. He still has great foot speed, great hands, all that stuff. But he's just not somebody who you have to rely on week in, week out. And Tampa Bay receivers, they got a lot of talent on that receiving team. So I would look for Tom Brady to have over 300 yards, 3 touchdowns very easily. I'd look for him to smoke the Atlanta defense. I look for him to take some long bombs to Mike Evans this week. So it's going to be a very long game for both sides of the defense. It's going to be a lot of frustrated coaches on that side. So, but the good news is if you're in fantasy football, look and expect for a ton of points. I mean, it's going to be a shootout. Those guys are going to be playing like crazy. They're going to be shooting the ball both ways through the end zone. You can get tons of catches, tons of points, tons of everything this week. So if you got a couple of receivers in that game, you're looking really good. You're looking extremely good, to be honest with you. Next game we're going to talk about is Detroit versus the Tennessee Titans. So the only guy you want to play on this side of Detroit would be DeAndre Swift. If you got him, he's been lighting it up lately. I believe he's fully over his concussion. So if you got him, play him with confidence, no problem whatsoever. Tennessee's defense is not very good on either side of the ball. The only thing that would worry me about that is if the Tennessee Titans got off to a huge lead, they might evaporate the run game and go to a pass game. As of right now, Matt Stafford is going to play. I know his ribs are a little banged up. I don't know how much it's going to affect his throwing, but as of right now, he is going to be the starting quarterback. So if you have Danny Amendola, Marvin Jones Jr., that is good news for you because he will be able to sling it, and he's got great arm talent, so he can make any throw from anywhere in the field. Now, on the flip side, the Tennessee Titans, play them all. If you got them, play them. Corey Davis, A.J. Brown, Tannehill, Henry. Like, come on, you're not going to sit that dude for anything. That dude's the best player in all of football. Play them all, start them all with confidence. The Lions' defense is porous at best, and I'm being really nice. They fired Matt Patricia a couple weeks ago for the fact that he was supposed to be a defensive guru, and the defense hasn't gotten any better. They signed a bunch of expatriates because the fact is Matt Patricia sucks. He doesn't know what he's doing. So Lions defense isn't going to get any better this year. They're basically giving up on the season. So Tennessee, look for them to have a huge game. Look for them to score at least 42 points this week. I mean, everybody's going to get a touchdown this week. They're going to give out touchdowns like they're going out of style. So they're going to have like 6 touchdowns this game. They're going to have 42 points as offense. Everybody's going to eat. Everybody's going to feast. Tannehill will probably have 4 touchdowns in the air. Henry will probably have 2 touchdowns on the ground. So it's just going to be an awesome game if you're a Titans fan. You just enjoy this week. Enjoy the blowout. Enjoy the ride. So next game we're going to talk about is going to be a very fun game to watch. It's going to be an interdivision matchup with the Colts and the Houston Texans. Now, this game is going to be really interesting because Indianapolis has a very nice secondary, taking away the pass, and that's what Houston does best. Houston cannot rush the ball. Houston cannot stop the rush at all whatsoever. Hey, thanks, John. Hey, buddy. Thanks for checking us out, man. I hope you good luck in your playoffs today too, brother. So I'll be pulling for you. But with that being said, man, if you have Cooks and then a couple other guys, Kiki for the Houston Texans, and there was another guy, I can't remember his name. He's number 17. I'm sorry, I apologize, can't remember his name. Anybody with the Houston Texans, if you have those top 3 guys, go ahead and play them. Rock out, enjoy the points there. On the flip side for Indianapolis, they have been playing lights out. Philip Rivers figured out that T.Y. Hilton can still actually catch a ball and receive it and still be pretty good at it. So, hey, good job, Philip. Only took you 14 games to figure it out, dude. So, anyways, but the main guy for Indianapolis this week is going to be Jonathan Taylor. If you got him as a running back, play him. He's going to be a stud. Last week, he tore up Las Vegas. So, and this week's going to be the same thing. The Houston Texans, like I said, they're 31st in the league at stopping the run, and they're 32nd in the league on rushing. So if you have David Johnson, do not play him. Do not do anything with that dude at all. Just let him sit on your bench and chill out because Indianapolis is very stout against the run too as well. On the flip side, if you got Jonathan Taylor, man, play him. Oh, my God, he is going to crush it this week. I'm going to go out there and I'm going to say Derrick Henry 1, Jonathan Taylor 2. That's just my prediction. He's just going to have a game for the ages against those guys. They're going to come out to a big lead. They're going to feed Jonathan Taylor all day. And with having a big lead, Houston's going to have to play catch-up all day. Look for Deshaun Watson to have a very nice game. Look for Braden Cooks to have a nice game. Braden Cooks, 2 weeks ago, I think he was slightly injured with his ankle. And now he's fully healthy, no designated whatsoever. So with that being said, look for him to get a lot of passes. Look for him to get a lot of looks this week. And hopefully for you Cook owners, that equals a lot of points too as well. So we'll see what happens on that one. Next game we're going to talk about is Philly and Arizona. This game is the one that I'm really looking forward to, probably more than any other games, just for the fact that you have 2 young guys. And if I remember correctly in my history for the college football, Kyler Murray was an OU dude and Jalen Hurts was an OU dude. So if you don't think there's going to be a little friendly rivalry there, you don't think there's going to be a little friendly trash talk in there, you were mistaken, or you've never played sports your entire life. Those 2 dudes are going to throw haymakers and haymakers and haymakers. They are going to try to outdo each other the entire game. So what does that mean for you? Jalen Hurts Kyler Murray, tons of points. Both can rush, both can pass, both are good. Period. So, with that being said, if you have either one of them, if you had Hurts last week, you saw him tear up the New Orleans defense. Him and Sanders, they ran for over 200 yards. New Orleans is number 2 in the league at 82 yards a game given up on the ground, which is it just shows you their potential, their massive potential. And just so you know, Arizona against the rush defense sucks. They're terrible. So if they did 200 yards against one of the top-rated defensive rush teams last week, they're going to blow up this week. So if you're on the fence about a quarterback, if you need to stream somebody, a great pick is Tannehill. Another great pick is Hurts. I picked up Hurts in a couple of my leagues just because of the fact that he's got that rushing potential. If he gets 100 yards and he gets a touchdown, that's 16 points right there for you. Extra 16 points for him just rushing, which I don't think is out of the realm of possibility, just like last week. So, and again, on the flip side, Kyler Murray. Kyler Murray ran for 50 yards last week. It's the old Kyler Murray that we saw at the beginning of the year. He didn't get a rushing touchdown, which is fine. But the great thing is he's progressing. He's getting more and more and more rushes per week. Oh, and he was hurt with that shoulder. He only rushed the ball on average 5 times. Last week I think he ran about 15 times, which is awesome, which is what you want to see as a Kyler Murray owner. So hopefully he gets back to his scoring a touchdown, 1 or 2 this week in the ground. And on top of that, he'll throw hopefully 1 or 2 in the air this week too, because I think DeAndre Hopkins had a huge game. And the reason is because Darius Slay had a concussion all week. He was very limited in all of his practices. So with that being said, DeAndre Hopkins, if you got him, look for him to have a huge week. And then look for Kyler Murray to be Kyler Murray-able. So look for the Arizona offense to do their thing. Look for them to be awesome. Look for them to step it up this week. And plus, they have that boy John. All right, he must be listening to some smart guys. I'll tell you that much. And then also oh man, I lost my train of thought. Thanks, John. I appreciate it, buddy. So also with that being said, the Arizona Cardinals will get back on track this week. Jalen Hurts is going to have a big game. So if you have the Philly defense or the Cardinals defense, don't play them at all. It's going to be a rough week for both those guys. So the next game we're gonna check out and talk about is the college New York Jets team against the pro LA Rams team. So on this one, it's very easy. Sit all your Jets, play all your Rams. Okay. So anyways, next game we're gonna come about is Kansas City and New Orleans. This game is gonna be the game of the week, no doubt. So the big news is Drew Brees is back. The bigger news is Michael Thomas is out for the rest of the season. So if you pick Michael Thomas as your wide receiver 1 off the board, he averaged probably between 5 and 7 on the draft boards. It's been a hugely disappointing disappointing year for you, which sucks with this fantasy football. But you look up and down the board: McCaffrey out, Barkley out, Zeke sucks, Cook good, AK-41 good, Alvin Kamara, Michael Thomas sucks, Clyde Edwards-Helaire sucks. So, I mean, however your draft went, there's only been 2 guys of the top 7 who really produced to the numbers that you thought they were going to this year. So it's been a rough year. It's been a rough first round for everybody. Like, I kind of feel like if you were like a 10 or 11 in a 12 team league, if you got Aaron Jones back there or whoever, Josh Jacobs, I mean, you did okay. So, but anyways, back to the game here. Kansas City, New Orleans, Patrick Mahomes, Tyreek Hill, they're going to be studs. Travis Kelce, again, they're going to be studs. Be very cautious playing Clyde Edwards-Helaire. Like I said earlier, New Orleans is number 2 versus the run at 87 yards. I apologize. I was off by 5 yards. So, but we all know Kansas City's a pass-first team. They're going to be a pass-first team as long as they have number 15 as their quarterback, which is going to be for at least another 10 years at $450 million. In case you missed that at the end of the season, you make a little bit of money off that. On the flip side, New Orleans has Drew Brees back. What does that mean? It means the receivers, he's going to spread the ball out. The receivers will be more active through the game. And the most important thing, too, is you have Alvin Kamara, Mr. Everything. He is going to get a ton of passes this week. He's going to get a ton of looks, especially with Michael Thomas being out. Michael Thomas, when he was out, Alvin Kamara was averaging about 25 points a game. So, I mean, I expect him to get 30 points a game. It's going to be a shootout. It's going to be a huge game. New Orleans defense will step up a little bit, but at the end of the day, it's going to be tough for him to stop Kansas City every single possession. So what that means is Drew Brees and the Colts are going to have to score. Drew Brees and the Saints are going to have to score almost every possession, at least if they get a field goal. 3 points is better than no points. If Kansas City gets a touchdown, they get 2 field goals to make up for it. They're right in the ball game. So what that means is New Orleans is going to get lots of yards, lots of points. Alvin Kamara is going to be a stud this week, just like the other side of the ball. Tyreek Hill is going to be a stud too, as well with Travis Kelce, of course, and Mr. Patrick Mahomes. So And then also the great thing about Kansas City is we get to play guess which receiver will step up. We don't know. It's a different receiver every week. They do have Sammy Watkins back too as well. So expect Sammy Watkins to have a very nice game too. Maybe even get a little touchdown in there too as well. Next game we're going to talk about is Cleveland versus the New York Giants. This game is going to be very interesting because it's strength versus strength again. The New York Giants are great against the run. The Cleveland Cavaliers like to run the ball. So it's that simple. They have the second most consistent running back in the entire league, Nick Chubb. He is wonderful. So if you got him, play him. Don't ever not play your studs. He's an absolute stud too as well. He'll be carrying the ball all day. He'll be carrying that team into the playoffs. So he's absolutely incredible. Look for Kareem Hunt to be sprinkled in there here and there. I don't know if they're going to play Kareem Hunt as much as they need to, but I mean he will get some points. He will get his average, 15 points very easily. He'll probably get a touchdown this week against the Giants. I look for Kareem Hunt to get one touchdown. I look for Nick Chubb to get one touchdown. I look for Baker Mayfield to throw one touchdown too. And if I had to take a guess who he's going to throw to, I would say Jarvis Landry because Jarvis Landry's been on fire. He's playing a little pissed off. He got a little disrespected last week by Marcus Peters for whatever reason. I guess he spit on him or what. I don't know. Spit on him, didn't spit on him, whatever. So I expect Juice to come out and have some juice this game. I expect him to come out and be his old self. So I expect Jarvis Landry to have a very nice game too as well against the Giants' porous pass defense. The last game we're going to talk about is going to be the biggest blowout of the week other than the Rams and Jets. It's going to be the Pittsburgh Steelers against the Cincinnati Bengals. My colleague, he said that Pittsburgh wouldn't win one more game for the rest of the year. This is the one game we disagree on, and I think he didn't look at the schedule completely ahead of time. But yeah, so Pittsburgh's they're gonna crush Cincinnati this week. Cincinnati, the only guy you probably want to play on that whole offense is maybe T. Higgins, and that's if you have to. That's if you're desperate. Last time they played the Pittsburgh Steelers, he had 20 points. He had over 100 yards and a touchdown, so he had a great game. But that also, again, was with Joe Burrow. They don't have Joe Burrow. I'm not too sure they're going to have Brandon Allen, so they're going to be down to their third-string QB. Like I said, if you absolutely have to, desperate play. But he's a rookie with lots of talent. This year's crop of rookie receivers with Brandon Ayuk, Justin Jefferson, T. Higgins, Jerry Jeudy, Henry Ruggs has been an incredible talent they have so far this year. And I'm sure I missed a couple of guys. If I did, I apologize. But those are just the guys that came to my head. So, but anyway, it's just so much receiver talent this year coming out of this draft. It's been freaking insane. So, but yeah. So, anyways, if you got any of the Pittsburgh Steelers, Big Ben's gonna have a great game. Deontay Johnson, who we think is gonna be the boom this week. If you have Deontay Johnson, play him. Oh my God, play him. He's gonna crush Cincinnati this week. If I had to pick one guy this week to absolutely just shoot through his ceiling, maybe Deontay Johnson, because he's pissed off. He got benched last week. That's embarrassing for a professional athlete. I don't care who you are. If you're an athlete and you get benched, it pisses you off. I don't care who you are, what you come from, how successful you've been your whole life. That's a message sent and received. And he's going to come out playing on fire. He's going to be pissed off, and he's going to score 2 touchdowns this week. I'm putting my Tyler, the Uncool Fool Greer gold stamp of the week on it. So whatever that's worth, I don't know. It's got to be worth something. So yeah. So anyways, play him. Look for Juju have a nice game too as well. Chase Claypool, I expect him to come bounce back. I expect Ben to have 3 touchdowns this week, 300 yards passing, no problem against the Bengals. Right now, they're not running the ball at all. They suck against the running game. Connor's hurt. Snell sucks. So we'll see what happens. But I expect Ben Roethlisberger to throw the ball 42 times or more this week and just crush the Bengals. So yeah, they're gonna have a feast on the passing this week, and then look for it's gonna be a Monday game. So there's gonna be a lot of people watching for fantasy football for purposes. I'm gonna be one of them. So I'm gonna have DJ on Monday Night Football. So hopefully he pulls through and gets me what I need and gets me that win, so I can go in the championship round just like all of you. So, and again, so that's it for this week. Anybody have any questions before we go off the air? Shout it out now. Throw it on there, and I will answer them for you to the best of my ability. So. But if not, thank you, John, for throwing some comments up there, brother. We appreciate you. So best of luck to everybody. I hope you all get the win, get the W. I hope this information helped out a little bit. So, and hopefully you have some of the people that I mentioned that I talked about this week. And like we said, everything we do is basically facts and stacks. So that's how we do everything off here. So we always do stuff by what teams give up, what teams get, all that stuff in between. So like, for example, like the number 1 team passing is the Kansas City Chiefs. They throw the ball 314 yards per game, so that's huge. So I mean, that just tells you right there that Tyreek Hill, Travis Kelce, they're going to crush it. So, and they never let you down. So yeah, thanks a lot, John. We appreciate you, brother. So, anyways, everybody have a wonderful Sunday. I hope y'all crushed the games. I hope y'all had a great time listening and checking out everything I had to say. So best of luck to you all. Two Fools in Fantasy Football. I am Tyler, the Uncool Fool Greer, and I am out. Have a wonderful Sunday, everybody.